I don't like sauerkraut at all. I know, shocking, right?
Hello you lovely people and welcome to another video. My name is Coco and I like to talk mainly about living zero waste, sustainability and frugal living because personally I think that all goes hand in hand. Now in last week's video I started a project where I live on 100 euros a month. Each week will be 25 euros and each week will be one video. In last week's video, I first of all had a very close look at my pantry and at my fridge because you should always use up the food that you have at home first. Don't waste anything. So I used up a lot of very wrinkly veggies and some extremely questionable tofu, but I'm still alive, so it's all good. I also took around 25 euros and bought things at my local supermarket. And in this week, we will use up everything that we have left from last week. We will take another 25 euros, go shopping again, and then we will see what we can create with all of that. Now, in case you want to see what was in my pantry, please have a look at the video from last week because I will not go through that again. I will leave a link for you up here so you can check it out. But I can tell you that I have still a lot of pasta left. I have kidney beans, I have black beans, I have rice, I have oats, and I have 2 apples left. Now, we will take that, and as I said, we'll go shopping, and then we will create, hopefully, some very tasty meals.
And this, ladies and gentlemen, is everything we bought for this week. I needed balsamic vinegar because I was totally out, so I bought this bottle of balsamic vinegar for €3 and around 80 cents. Then I bought a bottle of passata for about €1.50, 2 bottles of oat milk, my preferred beloved oat milk in the refillable bottle. Each cost about €2.30. Then 2 cans of chickpeas, each one costs 59 cents. 2 cans of sweet corn for 99 cents each. We have 1 head of iceberg lettuce for around €1. 1 huge head of cabbage for around €1.60. Then bananas on sale, not really on sale actually, they were 50% off and I have no idea why. So 8 organic bananas came to €1.14. I made a picture so you believe me, but it was really €1.14. Then I bought some tomatoes, 1 red bell pepper, and I was also out of veggie broth, so I bought my favorite veggie broth. This is the best one, in my opinion. And a bunch of carrots and a bunch of onions, because also I used up the last onions for last week. Now, I went to 3 different stores to get all of that. First of all, the oat milk in the refillable bottle, I only get in one specific organic supermarket, so I had to go there. I can't always reach it, but this week I did have time. I went there and bought 2 bottles, so I have not just 1 bottle for this week, but then 1 possibly for next week as well. Most of the rest I bought at Netto. Nothing was specifically on sale. It was just regular prices because I couldn't really find anything that was interesting in particular. So the bananas, the balsamic vinegar, the cabbage, the salad, the corn, the chickpeas, the tomatoes and the bell pepper, all of that was bought at Netto at the regular price there. At Netto they were out of passata for some reason, so I went to Edeka because I knew that I could get carrots there without packaging. They also had passata and they have my favorite veggie broth. This one I can't get at Netto, so I knew that for the loose carrots, the veggie broth and the passata, I had to go to Edeka. Oh, and the onions I also bought at the organic supermarket. Now, I have all of the receipts right here. That's the Edeka, €4.51. Here is the organic supermarket, €6.05. This is the one receipt from Edeka, $12.58, and then The bananas I bought another day and they were 50% off. You can see that here. Originally $2.29 and then minus 1.15. So all of that together is 24 euros and 28 cents. So for all of this, I was under the 25 euros budget, about 80 cents, 70 cents under the budget of 25 euros. And again, we stocked up on the oat milk, for example, and I'm fairly certain we will have some bananas left and some cabbage for next week. Okie dokie, let's get cooking. For breakfast this week, we're gonna have oatmeal. But no, not regular, boring, normal oatmeal. We shall have overnight oats and be cool, like the hipsters. Sorry, yeah. I mean, you know that I love oatmeal. Breakfast for me is, if I have breakfast, either bread or oatmeal. And we do have still oats and oat milk, so we're just gonna make oatmeal, but overnight oats, because I've never tried that before and I'm curious. So we shall take 50 grams of oats that I keep in this beautiful llama storage bin. And we will put that in this glass of mine. Then we will take half a cup of oat milk, or 125 milliliters, and pour it over the oats. We will add a little bit of cinnamon, stir that around, and then leave it in the fridge overnight. And then the next day we can top it with some bananas, some walnuts, because I still have these in the pantry, and some honey. And that is very, very delicious breakfast for not a lot of money. Nom nom. This is what it looks like mixed up. I like cinnamon a lot, which is why I add quite a bit. And I know it doesn't look like very appetizing, but it tastes good. You know, it's oatmeal with cinnamon. What could be better? Now, I did add a little bit more milk than I said. It's not half a cup, it's 3/4 of a cup of oat milk. Maybe I'll have to add a little more because I don't like my oatmeal too solid. So we shall see. But before we do anything else, we put it into the fridge overnight. And here we have the overnight oats the next day. They are really, really creamy. I needed to add a little bit more oat milk because they seem a bit dry. So I think for the other oatmeals, I will reduce the amount of oats a little bit because I don't want to use too much oat milk. Anyways, I topped it off with a banana and with a few crushed walnuts, a little bit of almond butter and a little bit of honey. And I'm gonna eat this now, together with my fantabulous coffee, obviously. Meal number 1 will be a very simple one. It will be basically fried rice with veggies and a little steak. I have some white rice left from last week. I intended to eat it with the curry, but instead I ate the curry with the pasta, since I love pasta. And so I have some white rice left. We will fry that up in a pan, and then we will add these veggies with butter. I bought them last week to eat them with the steaks, but I didn't, so we can add this to the rice, and then we will have one of these little steaks with each serving. This will be 2 servings. It will be quite a bit of veggies and rice, so I think one of these small steaks will suffice for one serving. So this Gesundheit. So this will be 2 servings. And this is the finished meal: rice, veggies, and one of the little steaks. I put some extra salt and pepper on the rice and the veggies because the seasoning in the veggies is only supposed to be for the veggies. So if you add rice, you probably want to add a little bit more salt and pepper. And over here we have another serving of rice and veggies, and then there's another one of these small steaks in the fridge for the next serving. The second meal is also quite a simple one, but one that I really, really like. Pasta with fresh tomatoes and garlic. And that is all of the ingredients. Well, you need a little bit of olive oil. So we just cook the pasta in salted water. We chop up the tomatoes after washing them, obviously. We chop up some garlic cloves. How much you want is up to you. I love garlic, so it's going to be at least 4 or 5 cloves. Then we heat up some oil in a pan. Put in the garlic and then the tomatoes, the cooked pasta afterwards. Add some salt and pepper if you like, but that's it. It's delicious and it's very, very simple. As you can see, it made 2 really big servings, and apart from that, I also had some pasta left. I only added a little bit of pasta water to the sauce to make it a bit creamier, but that was it. Simple and delicious. Meal number 3 this week will be chili sin carne, and obviously we need beans for that, specifically kidney beans. And I still have these dry kidney beans in my pantry, so I took about half of this bottle here and I soaked them overnight and then cooked them for about an hour in salted water. So now we have about 4 cups of kidney beans here cooked, and I think that would be the equivalent of 2 cans probably, or more, 2, 3 cans? I don't know really. But it's a lot of kidney beans, as you can see. Then we also have some onions and some garlic, some sweet corn, some tomato paste, some tomatoes, some passata, and some red lentils and rice. So what we do is first we make basically like a red lentil bolognese. I did that before, and it means that first we brown up the onions and the garlic in a little bit of oil in a pan or possibly a pot. I think we need a big pot for that. Okay, so we brown up the cut up onions and garlic in a bit of oil in a big pot. Then we add some tomato paste. This is probably about 2 tablespoons left, and that is what I need. We will let the tomato paste brown a little bit as well. Then we will add the passata and about 150 grams of dry red lentils. The red lentils cook very fast, they don't need very long, so possibly 10-15 minutes, and then they are done. Into that sauce, then we will add spices. These are all the spices that go into my particular chili. We have a tablespoon of ground cumin. It should have been a teaspoon of smoked paprika powder, but unfortunately I put in a little bit too much, but I think it's okay. It's probably also a tablespoon of smoked paprika powder. Then a big tablespoon of mushroom powder. Only a tiny little bit of chili powder because we are not really that spice tolerant. And then we have a teaspoon of salt and half a teaspoon of fresh black pepper. After that, we only need to add the kidney beans and the sweet corn and let that warm up. Cook it for a few minutes, and then we will serve that over cooked white rice. This is the chili after it's been cooking for a while. I added, apart from the spices that I showed you, I added Worcestershire sauce. I mentioned that, but I forgot to show you. And I added some sugar and also some oregano, and I tasted it and then it needed more salt. So I added more salt and also a little bit more pepper. But obviously that's up to taste. So always taste it and add whatever you feel like it needs. I tasted it and now I think it's great. I let Toby taste it and he thinks it's also good. So obviously now we can plate it up. Here we have 5 big portions of chili with rice. And apart from that, I also have lots more chili in here. Plus, I also have a little bit of rice left. So either you could just leave the rice and just eat this only as a chili without the rice, and then you'd have, well, I'd say at least 6 portions. Or if you eat it with the rice, then I'd say this is at least, oh God, it's probably 10 portions. Like, this is a lot of chili, you guys. I'm thinking about freezing some of this because I don't think I can eat all of this chili in this week. Not at all. Meal number 4 this week will be salad, or rather 1 salad right now, and then we will prepare 2 salad kits for the following days. We have some iceberg lettuce for that. You need not a soft salad, but something like iceberg lettuce or romaine heart, something that stays good in the fridge for a few days. That's why I chose iceberg lettuce, though it was covered in plastic. I like to get salad without plastic, but you do not get iceberg lettuce anywhere without plastic. So I just gave in. Apart from that, we have a cucumber, we have a bell pepper, we have a tomato, and we have an onion and some carrots. When I saw the carrots just now in the fridge, when I took them out, I realized I wanted to put some shredded carrots in my chili, and I totally forgot. I thought the taste was a bit different than I expected, but well, it's too late now. We have a lot of carrots now. And to make sure that I get my protein, because I know you all are very interested in the fact that I get enough protein, we will add some chickpeas. We'll just drain and rinse this can of chickpeas, and then we'll have some chickpeas in the salad. And here we have one huge bowl of salad for right now, and 2 more servings for later. And I will dress only this bowl right now with some olive oil, balsamic vinegar, some salt, some sugar, a little bit of pepper, possibly some Italian herbs. The other 2 go into the fridge without any dressing. That's important, okay? If you want to keep them fresh, do not put dressing on them right now, later. But yeah, including the chickpeas, I think this is a very decent meal. And the 5th and final meal for this week will be the vegan steaks with coleslaw, or as we call it in German, Krautsalat. Oh my, as you are aware, I am German and I have tried to avoid cabbage salad or Krautsalat for all my life. Don't get me wrong, I know it's one of the quintessential German things we eat, either sauerkraut or Krautsalat, and I don't mind Krautsalat that much, but I don't like sauerkraut at all. I know, shocking, right? But actually cabbage is one of the cheapest veggies you can buy. That whole head of cabbage cost me, I think, 99 cents. Extremely cheap. And I originally intended to make some American coleslaw because I had that cream still in my fridge, but I tried it and it was bad. See? I don't eat everything. I really try it. And this one was unfortunately bad. So we can't use it anymore. We'll just put it over here. Instead of American coleslaw, we'll make some regular Bavarian Krautsalat. Probably not completely original, but I found a recipe on the Thermomix for, we call it kinako, China cabbage, sort of cabbage, that I'm sure we can also make with the regular cabbage. All we need for that is the cabbage and an apple and a carrot and an onion and also some oil and some vinegar and some salt and sugar. And we'll just make sure, obviously, to peel the carrot and the onion, but then we just dump everything into the Thermomix and we push the button, or rather we turn the button, and then within a few minutes it's finished. I tasted the salad and it needed a bit more salt, but other than that, it's really good. And I have loads of cabbage left and also half a lemon. So, and also carrots and also an apple. So theoretically I could make this again next week. But this is it for this week. We will now just fry this vegan steak in a pan, and then we'll eat this together. And in case you're wondering, the vegan steaks are a relatively clean product. If you look at the list of ingredients, it's mostly water, canola oil, wheat protein, aroma, a little bit of onion extract, pea protein, and a lot of spices. Plus, it has added iron and vitamin B12, which is, of course, great if you don't eat normal meat. And each one of these vegan steaks has 23 grams of protein. You're welcome. And here is the vegan steak, plus the cabbage salad, or Krautsalat. And I've got another vegan steak in the fridge, plus more cabbage salad for the next serving. So 2 servings all in all.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, brings us to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it, because I certainly did. I have to say, this is my favorite challenge so far, because I don't feel very restricted. 25 euros for 1 week for one person, I think, is plenty of money for food. And I always have cooked food in my fridge. You saw that I usually cook more. Like I cook one meal, but I cook like 4 to 5 servings, and then I just put it all in my fridge and I eat it over the next few days. And I'm so happy that whenever I come home, I just have to grab something from the fridge and I don't have to cook immediately. Because, oh boy, if I'm hungry, you don't want to meet me. So it's not just safer for me, but also safer for Toby, definitely. Yeah, so I really enjoyed this and I can't wait for the next week. So if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment or subscribe. I would really, really appreciate it. And I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.